Fossil fuel companies were given the red carpet treatment this year at COP30, the annual international climate conference where many innovations have been created, such as the Paris 2015 Accords. This year, Canada sent our environmental minister, who left after the first couple days and has not sent anyone since. Over 1,600 fossil fuel lobbyists were sent to COP30. Every single one who was sent from Canada was given official Canadian delegate status, despite the fact that environmental activists were not given the same treatment and there was no Canadian government presence. COP30 is another failure, and the annual meeting might end with no deal made, rendering it completely useless for its sole purpose. I spoke to two experts from the David Suzuki Foundation who are in Brazil for the meeting. Indigenous groups in Brazil picketed COP30 this year, with groups storming the entrance and attempting to get access to meet with the president of the event. The meeting has taken place on the doorstep of the Amazon forest, inciting indigenous groups to push back and protest to see real climate justice take place. Janelle Lapointe, senior advisor at the Suzuki Foundation, said to me,
Indigenous people continue to be the biggest impediments of what they would consider progress, which is honestly ultimately affecting the bottom line of a lot of these fossil fuel lobbyist companies.
Lapointe is a rights holder from the Tsleil-Waututh First Nation in BC, and despite her nation's territory being threatened by Mark Carney and his backsliding on Canada's climate change promises, she, along with all of her colleagues, were only given observer badges, compared to about a dozen lobbyists being given official Canadian delegate status. But hope is not lost. Albert Lapointe explained to me the most effective way to push back against these lobbyists.
One of the most successful ways of organizing against LNG projects is to put pressure on banks and insurers and reinsurers. At the end of the day, those projects are incredibly risky financially. Like, by the very capitalist logic, they don't make much sense.
Although for the moment, the 1.5 degrees Celsius heating goal outlined by the global consensus will be surpassed, Lalonde says it's not good to give in to despair. Quote, "The doomism on climate has fascist undertones. Hope is political, and when we operate on the assumption that it's a done deal and we can't do anything about it, what we are doing is making large parts of the world sacrifice zones." They said, "We need to repoliticize the climate crisis and take action instead of allowing doomerism to take over." It might be time to move on from the conference and nonetheless see hope and action fill the void that is left behind.